Please welcome REO Speedwagon with these wonderful REO songs for you, my REO friends around the world. Keep in touch with the best and first REO YouTube channels from 2006 by DJ Julio from Venezuela. REO Speedwagon's biggest fan outside of USA, please follow me on my social networks. Thank you for all your support all these years watching Ovagon Veloz, 20 years old on YouTube. And always thinking that remember is to live again. Live every moment and love every day. Peace and love and rock and roll and REO forever. Thank you to all my friends in this wonderful world of music. Keep rocking Julio from Venezuela. Please watch the following REO video.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. Welcome to the first REO Speedwagon YouTube channel. I joined YouTube just a year after this wonderful social network was created. And I'm the first YouTuber from Venezuela, along with Oscar Alejandro, a famous Venezuelan travel YouTuber. We both joined YouTube on the exact same day, August 13th, 2006, which is a 1 in a million coincidence because I don't know him personally, but I like his content about traveling around the world. Well, except Oscar Alejandro has fame and money, and I don't, ha ha ha. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm Julio from Venezuela, community manager for multiple social media channels about REO Speedwagon, which is my greatest passion, and other channels about my other passions. By the way, in you letter make me know REO Speedwagon wonderful world. It all started in 1983 in my beloved homeland of Venezuela, where I was born and raised and have lived my whole life because I love it so much, and I would never leave my beloved country. So in 1983, I used to listen to Venezuelan radio stations every day because it was something normal that all the kids in the 80s did, and I was just like any other normal day in 1983, changing radio stations on my retro 80s tape recorder, when suddenly I heard a piano solo that completely captivated my attention, because the piano has been my favorite musical instrument since I was a child, since I grew up listening to the classical music of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, because my father, may he rest in peace, was a self-taught musician and serenader, and he always played classical music by brilliant 18th century composers like Mozart and others. That's how he met my mother, may she rest in peace, as well, and may God have them both in his glory, because they were truly excellent parents and extraordinary human beings, who were married for 46 years until death did them part. Well, excuse me for going off topic a bit and thinking about my parents, but what I wanted to emphasize is that I come from a family with very positive values and who are great music lovers in all its genres. So, for me, being a music lover or passionate about music didn't present any problems. Besides, my parents were always telling me, "Turn down that rock music, it's too loud." Well, you, my REO friends, will understand. Getting back to the point, when I was changing radio stations, I suddenly heard an impressive and wonderful piano solo, and I immediately thought, whoever is playing it is a piano master. And I wasn't wrong because it was the maestro Neil Doughty. I also remember that I really liked the singer's voice because it was a very clear and beautiful tone of voice that I had never heard in any other rock singer, and it was the amazing Kevin Cronin. So, I immediately fell in love with that song. I looked for a blank BSF cassette I had and proceeded to do what all the kids in the 80s did when we liked a song they played on the radio, and all it took was putting the cassette in the recorder, pressing the record button, and patiently waiting for them to repeat the song, praying the DJ wouldn't speak at all so we could try and get a complete copy of the song we loved so much. I managed to record it because it was a very popular song on Venezuelan radio stations in 1983, and they played it many times a day. So I listened to it daily on the tape I had recorded, until a neighbor and best friend of mine from childhood named Gerardo told me, "I saw the album that includes the song you listen to every day." So I remember giving him 40 bolivars and asking him to please buy me that REO Speedwagon album, which I didn't know the name of at first until he gave it to me that evening, and it was indeed the REO Speedwagon album. That the acclaimed REO Speedwagon album called High Infidelity. And when my friend Gerard over on the afternoon of December 31st, 1983, it was New Year's Eve and I had unknowingly bought the most successful album of 1980 to 1981 by the legendary band REO Speedwagon, and this simple, mundane act of buying rock albums in the 80s would unknowingly change my life completely in a totally positive way, because after owning the High Infidelity album and celebrating the new year of 1984 by listening to it all night long, the following year they released Wheels Are Turnin' by REO Speedwagon, and I also bought it because of the #1 hit of 1985, Can't Fight This Feeling. So after having these two REO Speedwagon albums, where I loved all the songs on them, I decided to investigate what they had recorded in the previous decade because I had truly found the perfect sound and the perfect rock band, in my opinion, and without knowing it, little by little I gradually bought all their albums from the 70s, until I became a huge collector of their music, and the biggest REO Speedwagon fan outside the United States. As you know, I'm the free community manager for REO Speedwagon, and I have 7 of their REO YouTube channels. Among them is the band's oldest YouTube channel, called Vagonvelas, which is the band's name in Spanish without the initials REO. But that's part of another REO story, the story of how I unknowingly became the first YouTuber in Venezuela. I created my channel in 2006, 20 years ago now, and started editing REO videos and uploading content about REO Speedwagon to YouTube. It's a channel dedicated solely to the wonderful music of REO Speedwagon, and it's the band's oldest YouTube channel, which makes me very proud. Warm greetings to all my REO friends, and thank you so much for watching this REO video about my stories with REO Speedwagon, the legendary rock band that changed my life forever. Keep rocking with the amazing, wonderful music of REO Speedwagon forever. Julio from Venezuela, REO Speedwagon biggest REO fan outside of USA.